Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Zenith. Today, I'll be your guide to the Zenith Elite Chronograph Classic, 42mm in stainless steel. This watch recalls the classic mid-century twin-register chronographs built by the manufacturer during the 1940s, 50s, and 60s in the era before the El Primero caliber, albeit with an El Primero caliber along for the ride in this modern rendition. Best way to approach this neoclassical reference is to start from the outside and then work our way in, beginning with the modern triple articulated double-deployant steel buckle. Now, it's triple articulated because it pivots at the point where it joins the strap, and you can see that there are ceramic beads inset to ensure that the mechanism over time remains just as crisp after many actuations as it does the day it leaves the factory. Now, with twin triggers, it's not friction fit, so it can't simply accidentally pop open. So there's a hearty measure of security designed into the mechanism, and of course, like all deployants, when buckled to the opposite side of the strap, it creates a continuous loop, ensuring that the watch cannot accidentally be dropped while donning or removing at bedside. The double-deployant clasp gives way to a premium rectangular scale monotone stitch alligator leather strap in black. Now, this is a very formal choice that pairs well with the silver sunburst and polished steel of this classically rendered case and lug combination. But on the underside, there is an inlay of natural vulcanized rubber to provide a buffer between the heat, oil, and moisture of the skin and the leather for long-wearing durability. Now, it's important to note that while the watch does bear the Elite nomenclature, and Elite is a family of calibers from Zenith, nevertheless, the Elite Chronograph Classic does feature a modified Zenith El Primero high-beat automatic chronograph movement, and you can see that on the case back. Now, this particular variation on the El Primero, twin register without a date, is known as the 4069, but it retains many of the classic hallmarks, particularly the high rate escapement, so 10 beats per second or 36,000 vibrations per hour. It allows the watch a preternaturally smooth sweep to the chronograph seconds hand. Moreover, the watch automatic winding has a 50-hour power reserve, which is solidly more than the industry standard 38 to 42. Moreover, Zenith's unique standards of decoration can be seen in force. Linear Côte de Genève across the skeletonized winding mass, which allows an additional view of the movement, and a tight and even perlage across the bridges, a treatment commonly seen on the base plates of other manufacturers. Distinctively Zenith, so is the use of two different screw finishes. One, heat-oxidized cobalt blue, denotes those screws used to adjust the mechanism. The other screws, polished, are used to assemble plates, bridges, and levers, a love letter from Zenith's watchmakers, perhaps to themselves, when the watch comes back for service. And of course, the watch features 50-meter or 5 ATM water resistance. Now, it also features crisp column wheel function actuation, such that when the chronograph is started, stopped, or reset, it does so and jumps with alacrity. It has a tactile and audibly satisfying feel and sound to the mechanism. Now, the column wheel, a more traditional way of making a chronograph, is a little bit more difficult, a little bit more time-consuming to tune, but it's the only way the Zenith manufacturer builds its chronographs, and naturally the watch is constructed movement case and execution entirely in-house. Now, the dial is a vintage reference without being literal. Now, you can see that the sapphire has been arced and domed in a dramatic fashion designed to recall vintage plexiglass, so you get the classic look and charm, but you get the modern scratch-resistant sapphire material. Of course, the case, beautifully rendered in a vintage style, features lugs that are straight when viewed from overhead, with a little bit of a teardrop fold when viewed from the side. The case, which features compound curves, is sensuous and charming. And of course, the dial features a smooth and cool sunburst silver with rayon grain radiating out from the cannon pinion at center, and delicate applied hour indices with an inset minutes track featuring hash marks for precise reading of the chronograph. And of course, there's a small flourish of color in the sub-register hands, which are a rich and deep cobalt blue. Other vintage features include the small vintage evocative crown and the rounded rectangular chronograph pushers. You can see this Zenith Elite Chronograph Classic, stainless steel, 42mm, essentially just the basics, everything you need, nothing you don't, as well as the entire Zenith family of model lines on our website, govbergwatches.com.